my dear Rhonda. Thank you so much for ordering a personal reading with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma. So when I open your deck here, I see 7 stress in reversed and 10 rebirth. So it seems like you are going through a very stressful and difficult situation that's going to mean your old life as you know it is kind of going to end, because you can't really take the pressure of that life anymore. It's too much for you, so it's kind of forcing you to go through this radical change. So I call the divine with love and light, and here we see the sharing card in reverse together with the 10 of swords in reverse. So it kind of is telling me that you are the most wonderful and resourceful female, but you don't know your own powers, and you have let yourself be kind of kept down by people in your environment or certain circumstances. So what's going to end now is you holding your strength back, holding back from being the person that you were supposed to be. With these cards in reverse, kind of showing that you have been shackling yourself a little bit to maybe conform to the environment, or maybe you did want to avoid some kind of disaster by being your true, strong, soulful self. Sometimes we want to be like a little bit like a gray mouse, so we can't be seen by other people, so they won't be agitated with us or upset with us, or you know, being bothered by us, just by us being like radiant. It's like you are a very radiant person, but you have been holding this back, and I feel very strongly that it's like for some reason it's like you being polite towards someone else. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I see ripeness in the reversed together with sharing. So it's probably like this, that you have been a little bit dependent by certain people, and avoiding to shine is also avoiding to grow up, avoiding to take responsibility for your own life, maybe making your own money, fulfilling your soul's purpose. So maybe you have tagged along with someone else's dream or their vision of life, or how they wanted you to be. So it's also, it was probably convenient for you this to not really have to take full responsibility and, you know, spread your wings. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Rhonda. So I want my dear Rhonda to have love in her life and to find herself in loving relationships. I also want her to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in to you and your reading for a few seconds here. Okay, so my dear Rhonda, this is your future there, and this is your now there, and this is your past. So in the past we have fighting. It might be that you have been dealing with an air sign, or that it might also be you. This might be the reason to why you have kept like a very low profile and not really shined your light, to avoid fighting. And this fighting can go out on the outside of you, but it can also happen inside your head, like you're scaring yourself. For example, oh, I want to do that, no I can't, maybe someone will disagree, or they won't like it, or people will laugh at me, or they are not going to think I'm good enough. I'm thinking you are minimizing yourself also inside your head. So this is going on, you are presuming that things are going to happen. So it might be that you have had many experiences like this, that you have had many people attacking you like this, and now you kind of walk a little bit on eggshells, trying to avoid any inconvenience with either you being scared for what can happen, because our own fear is usually the biggest trigger, but also other people scaring you with giving you maybe consequences for being your true self. So that was in the past, and here we have the now, and it's again rebirth in the reversed. And the ripeness here and tree celebration. So it seems like you might need to break free from old relationship and kind of become your true self. It's like a little bit revolution, because you have come to the end of the road, so to speak. You can't continue on this road. It's going to end either you want it or not. So it's better to go with it, and as I said, spread your wings to fly. Here you were like this dull camel, and it has been like a very prominent energy with you, that you have tried to keep a low profile and not make any mistakes. But there's time to be the raging lion and become angry and do revolution. And eventually you are going to come back to the state of being like the true you. But first, revolution. So, and this is your future, and we have control in the reversed. So this is the king of air, and this is the knight of air. So I'm feeling here that it might be the end of like someone else's control over you. It's all air here, so it's very, it's almost like not a war, but like a fascistic government ruling over your head here. So it's like being in concentration camp, or like really being angry with someone, or someone being very angry with you, or you being very scared of angry people or control freaks, and therefore maybe becoming a little bit of a control freak yourself. But here with the control in the reverse, hopefully you are able to free yourself from this energy, and here become, you know, the creator. You have the Queen of Wands, this is the King of Wands. So it's a big possibility that you will free yourself and maybe be able to heal, but there's a big transformation, and it might be that you are in a codependent relationship, and that is very hard to let go of this, because you want to stay, you want everything to be better, but you can't stay. You need to go now. You need to move on and out from this. So it was the death in the reversed, major arcana death, and this is minor arcana death. So it shows that it's like you have come to the end of the road, but you don't want to understand that this is the case. So the first card here is breakthrough. So breakthrough is 11 justice, is connected to Libra. You had Gemini with the fighting. So I'm thinking there's a fighting energy that's very irritating, either inside of you or on the outside, or both. And you need to do revolution towards that, because you need to follow your own head for what's right and what's wrong. You can't follow other people's compasses for right and wrong. It needs to come from you. And if you believe something is wrong, you need to stand up and say no and break free from that pattern. So you need to really trust yourself here and your own inner guidance. And we have the Page of Swords here. Page of Swords in this deck shows how we have been treating our very wise children. We are leaving them with not knowing what's really going on. So they see something and they understand things from this, but we say to them, no, this is not the case. You never saw us fighting, or no, the world is a wonderful place, or no, I didn't hide anything from you, or whatever we are doing, because we think children are stupid, so we are acting like they are a little bit stupid and they don't know, but they know. So by this, if you have been treated like this when you were a child, you probably are a little bit suspicious towards people, and you're suspicious towards yourself. You kind of don't trust anyone. But here, with these two cards together, it's like you're Jesus driving out the merchandisers from your father's temple. And your father's temple, it's your body, so it's really your mother's temple, it's the earth mother's temple, and this is where your soul resides. So you need to clean out the clutter from people arguing with you, you arguing with yourself. You need to start to align with yourself. But this is the past, so we see that you have gone through something rather difficult. And we have the two possibilities here. So you wanted to do this revolution, but in the same time you're kind of hanging on the fence. You don't know what's going to happen next. So it's like you're really pissed off, but you don't know if you're entitled to be pissed off. But this is 11. 1 + 1 2. So these two are connected. You want to break free, but you have second thoughts here. It's like, no, maybe it's going to not go so well. And you also are afraid of the consequences if you maybe end a relationship with someone, whomever that may be. You might start to miss them later on, and you don't want to. So you want to be really sure here before you take some action. So it's like you have scared yourself to not move, when really you should have moved here and do something revolutionary. Here we have politics in the reverse, and here it's like you're kidnapped and you want to break free, but you're afraid of the consequences. Maybe these people are going to kill you. I'm not meaning that you're literally kidnapped. I'm meaning that it's like you are walking on eggshells with certain people. And here you kind of need to lie to their face and say, no, everything is all right and I still love you, or we are still friends, or no, I'm not angry with you, because you don't know what the consequence is going to be if you stand up and shout from the rooftop the truth. So you're kind of holding back here, maybe semi-lying a little bit to, not stir the pot too much and make like a wave here. So you want to keep everything calm, so you're saying things that's not really true and keeping the truth hidden here. And this is change. So change 10, you also had, this is 11, this is 10. And this is 10. So it seems like the divine has taken over the steering wheel here. And like, even if you try to, not make this jump, the divine is doing it for you, because this old thing is not an option anymore. You can't stay with this. It's not good for your soul. So the divine is kind of helping you to break yourself out of there. So this is divine intervenence, synchronicity, destiny. So the truth might be revealed anyway, and it might be feel very dangerous or like unsettling, but it's for the best in the long run. So it's better for you to face the facts here, face the music, and act accordingly to your moral standard. And do what's right for you, not what's right for someone else, but what feels right for you, so you can be at peace with the divine and your soul, so you're not selling off your soul here. Okay, so this is in the now, and we have exhaustion. So we have a big outburst of your energy here, but now it's like you're a soldier with PTSD, so it was hard to make this revolution, and you kind of regretted yourself later on. And here you are with the consequences. You feeling like you have been through the Third World War, and you're really wants to withdraw from people, probably because they are really exhausting you, and all the drama is so exhausting you, and all this what has happened is exhausting you. So you want to pull away from a situation and kind of go somewhere and lick your wounds. And here we have judgment in the reverse. So it's like you're still battling against this truth that you knew already as a child. You knew the truth, but you sold yourself off. So you were able to be one of the pack because you wanted to be one of the pack. It was necessary for your survival. It's like this with children. They love their parents and their people around them, even when they shouldn't, because they need them to survive. And here you're still kind of not seeing the truth that your inner child once saw, and you're still keeping your eyes shut for this truth. So it's something that you don't want to look at. Maybe you don't want to be angry with people. Maybe you want to have a positive attitude, maybe, and not see like exactly everything that was wrong with your upbringing, with how people treated you and things like this, because maybe you don't want to be bitter, but you need to go through this and sort out what's what and see things clearly, so you can make better decisions from now on. So it's not about you know, hating other people or becoming bitter towards them. It's more about seeing the truth for what it was, and you know, making clear judgment, not like, oh, they were bad people, they need to be punished, not like that, but they did bad decisions, and now I see clearly, and I'm not going to let other people do this bad decision and let it fall onto me. So for example, if a person has a problem with the temper, it has nothing to do with you. You are not the one with problem with the temper, so you don't have to live with that. Maybe when you were small, but now you are an adult and you can break free, but it's like you don't want to see it, because maybe you still want to stay in the cozy, warm idea of family, for example, or loyal friends and loyal partners. But it's very important that you wake up to the truth. And here we have aloneness. So I'm thinking you don't want to be lonely. So that's why you are making like a wolf with very sharp teeth, and you say, no, that's not a wolf. that's my grandmother. Okay, so you are trying to do like the opposite of what Little Red Riding Hood did. She's trying to figure out if her grandmother is a wolf, but you are trying to make your wolf into a grandmother, to someone that's not dangerous, because you don't want to be alone. But you need to see the truth here for what it is, the real truth. And here we have maturity in the reversed. So you don't want to take this new gift that's coming to you, but it needs to come with you saying the truth. If you say the truth and, you know, acknowledge the truth for what it is really is, you will have a new beginning. But it's like you you don't want to do this. You are fighting against this change because you don't know. You know what you have, but you don't know where you are going. So it's like you don't want to be in the ashes now and then make a jump and end up in the fire. So you don't want to be worse off than what you already are. So therefore you are not taking action as your soul is telling you, because you don't want to live with the consequences of that. You know what you have, but not what you are going to get. But here we see the outsider. So this is still true. People are still not like really loving you. So you need to love yourself. And this is what the divine comes with. You can't stick around with people betraying you. You need to like restore your own inner child's dignity. And this card in the reverse is better than when it's like this. When it is like this, you're still trying to please these other people. Like, look at me, I'm so nice, I'm trying my best. Can't you be nice back? Can't you stop arguing? Can't you stop making this drama? But here you are like, screw that, I'm not waiting at your door anymore. I'm going to take care of me. So this is better. So it's like a little bit of shift going on here. So you don't want to be alone, but you don't want to be disregarded or like disrespected either, or taken for granted, or being like a punching bag to someone, like so that they can yell at you and you just take it. It's over. So you can't take it anymore. You want harmony, and harmony is waiting you. I think when you are going to find yourself on your own, you are going to become happy, because you will have no more of this stress here, and you will be able to start healing. So that would be a very, very good thing for you. So this is your future. That was your past, now, and this is your future. And we have going with the flow. So follow your own feelings. They are going to take you to where you are supposed to be. So trust yourself, align with yourself. If it feels bad, it's bad. It's a warning system telling you that you are in a situation that doesn't feel good for you and isn't good for you. So trust your emotions, go with the flow. The divine is leading you step by step towards your new direction. And here we have the Lovers in the reverse. So it might be that you are very connected with someone, like really at a higher level in another dimension. They are your soulmate, they are part of your soul family, but you went down here like these polarities, like they are the shadow to your light, so that you would learn this. So the most evil person in your life is actually your friend on another level. they have just, you have chosen this life, they have chosen this life, so you could teach each other something. So it might be very hard sometimes to let go of people because you feel the very strong connection to them. So it doesn't really add up in your head how you can love them so much, yet it can be so disharmonious. So you think that if you love them so much, it needs to be able, like this needs to be a possibility to find harmony. But for now, it's not. How you will find harmony now is by loving yourself, like these two cards tell, and not let yourself be taken advantage of, and just, you know, keep your nose down in the rug to not make any drama. Okay, so the next card here is the Rebel. So this is you doing revolution. So you're taking in your more masculine side and getting your own authority here. So that's very good. You didn't fully trust it before, but now it's just go for it. So in the future you will become very brave, and you will take no more shit of any sort, and you will just go with your soul, with your sun here. And it's your masculine side coming out to save you and break you free from the old chains of codependency. So you have done this revolution in several steps. Here you saw the truth, then you wanted to close your eyes for it kind of right now, but you're going to see the truth again and act accordingly with it. So it's a very good thing here. It's very, very healthy. It's going to be sad because you might leave people behind that you love, but it's not forever. If it's forever in this lifetime, you will at least meet them when you are leaving this place, and you will be the best of friends and lovers, and like really close again. If it's your family, you're going to be like the most harmonious family, and if it's friends, you're going to be so harmonious as friends, and if it's lovers, you are going to feel that loving connection again. But for right now, you need to show that you are able to trust your own authority and stand on your own legs, listen to your own emotions, validating them above the relationship. And here we have the stress card, and it comes 7 politics, Ace of Pentacles, and 7 stress. So both these are very masculine, and it's about taking more responsibility for the truth and for saying yes and no. And you don't want to. You want someone else to make these decisions for you. You want to be a little baby, but you're not. So you're going to have to go through a little bit of change here and start to make your own decisions and be able to say no when you can't have it anymore. In other case, you risk being like a burnout, like a totally exhausted person, because there's all your energy is kind of now going towards this personal growth of yours, where you are breaking free from old patterns. You don't have time to waste your energy on trivial things that you don't feel up for. So it's like you have, let's say that you have 4 or 5 spoons of energy each day. So you can choose 4 or 5 things to do, or maximum maybe being real active for 4 or 5 hours every day, and then your energy will be exhausted. So you will have to choose wisely what you are doing with these hours a day, because you are going to be very, very exhausted for going through this transformation. So you're not going to have, from the start you haven't, you had a lot of energy here, but here it's really like you have had this outburst and you're very low on energy. And here you have another outburst and even lesser energy. So you need to be very careful with your energy in the future to not waste it. Okay, so really know when you feel like saying no, you need to say no, because you need to save your resources. And we have here 3 guidance in the reversed. So it's kind of showing that you probably have hope that someone else will start working together with you, but it won't happen. You will work together with the divine, but this other person or people that you want them to see the truth and, you know, stop pestering and actually start working together with you, it won't happen for now. So what I'm seeing here is a situation where you are forced to grow up and kind of disconnect from people that have been very important for you before, but it's not, it's like you're being pushed by a lot of drama and aggression, to take this decision, and it's a good thing, because you are being pushed like this so that you will grow up and become an adult person to your own inner child. So you will be much better in the future on taking care of yourself, and you will have much more respect from the surrounding, because you are respecting you. So it's like you're installing your parent archetypes inside of you. Before you were like a helpless child, and in the future you won't be that. So right now you can't have support from others. You need to say no to them. Law of repulsion. What you say no to, universe will send less of that. Say yes to the things you want, and universe will send more of that. So the word wants to be written. And we have a lot of with truth here, so I'm thinking it's time for you to start telling what you really think, feel, want, instead of pretending that you want the same things that other people want, because it's not the truth. So you need to find out what's your truth and stick to it. So the words wants to be written. 42. 4 plus 2 is 6. It's the Lover's card. You might have been taught that creativity is something you have to work hard to access, or that finding your life purpose is so difficult that you must search high and low for it. Okay, so it might happen something with your work here, since you are needing to say no, and this is also work. It's not only guidance, it's also work. 3 of Pentacles. So it might be that you are going to break free from relationships, and also maybe your current place of work. Maybe there's something else that you are supposed to do. And this will happen maybe a little bit more into the future. To finding your life purpose is so difficult that you must search high and low for it. Yet what you are is within you and wants to come out at every available opportunity. You don't have to struggle so much. It is more about allowing space for it to manifest and let the energy flow. The real struggle is not in finding something. It is more about letting go of the idea that you need to search for your path in the first place. You see, the process of activating your life path is a natural one. The effort is in getting out of your way, not in making something happen. So it's about getting to know yourself, your own feelings, what you like, what you don't like. And when you do that, and things that you might have been hiding from others, like things that you are really good at, but maybe you thought that, no, this isn't dignified enough, or it's not good enough, or people won't accept it, or I won't get like the society respecting me because of this. But it's something that you do natural, like every day, that wants to come to you and be your life purpose. It's something that you are born to do. I can take like myself. I have been having very vivid dreams since I was a little girl, and it's very easy for me to interpret everyone else's dreams, but my own dreams was really hard to interpret. So eventually, when I was almost adult, I found the tarot cards, and I started to interpret my dreams with that. It was still very hard, but it got easier to be like the prophet for myself when I had the tarot cards. And I did this every day for 20 years. I worked on another firm, worked in industry as manager, and like with bookkeeping. I also became CEO for like a couple of years, and ended up as a manager for a truck company, like the unit, and it was very stressful, very funny, but very stressful. So eventually I broke down because the economy of this business was also breaking down, because of they using the money for other things, and then the actual thing we manufactured. So they wanted to invest the money in other things, and we get low on funds. So I had to work with nothing and to make this happen with nothing. So eventually I actually got burnt out. And what happened then was I was really sick for 2 years. And then I thought, what can I do? What am I already good at? What can I do? I won't be like healthier than this. I will never come back to my old excellency and old amount of energy. So I realized, well, I have read tarot for the last 20 years. Maybe I can do that. And it ended up probably being my life purpose. And it was something I did for myself in my secretive diary. So I see something similar for you. It doesn't have to be tarot cards, but it might be something like, you know, you have training before the TV for a lot of years, and now you're perfect on doing yoga or gymnastic. Or it might be that you have a hobby that you're very good at that you can make into a, some kind of work. As for being yourself, that is the foundation from which your true life part will reveal itself. Being yourself becomes easier when you give yourself permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances. And I can't emphasize that enough. Love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances, especially the ones where you might be more tempted to reject and judge. Either you feel like other people will reject you and judge you, or you feel like it's easier to reject and judge this. Give the sacred rebel within the opportunity to decide your values, irrespective of whether they meet with the general social acceptance. This oracle brings you the message that what you are dreaming of or seeking to do, create, live, or manifest is actually very natural for you. That is why you want to do it. If you experience controlling and manipulating forces, yes, as you were growing up, we also saw that, you would have found it hard to access your natural states at this time. You would have been too busy trying to adapt and get through the trials of your childhood. When you finished navigating childhood and started to let go of who you were thought to be in order to become who you really are, you may have found your life path was not easily accessible. That is simply because your true and natural self was covered by layers of shame from the early conditioning that you had to be other than you are in order to win love or being acceptable. However, the natural self hasn't gone anywhere. It is still there within you. There and there, even if they're very wounded, they are still there within you. Yes, now it is just about chipping away at the walls of shame, perhaps with the defiant, who the hell cares? I am here and I'm going to love myself anyway. So, always choose your side in every battle right now, at least for a year over. Like, no, this is how I feel. No, I'm not going to change my mind. You need to practice on that. So, this allows you to risk bearing the feeling of any shame that arises as you release old emotional wounds and break away from any restraints to unconditional self-love. The sacred rebel within can empower you to love yourself no matter what, simply because you want to. You might decide to declare, I'm still lovable, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. This will send an energetic message to whomever shamed you in the first place, whether they meant to or not. Your message could be going to a parent, school teacher, sibling, friend, lover, or anyone else that was struggling enough with their own shame wound that they couldn't help but dump it on you. You can be free to realize that the shame is just an emotion, not the truth. And you can defy and hold it. And you can defy any hold it has ever had on you and your ability to love yourself. This oracle brings you the guidance that you are now powerful enough to break the cycle. It is time to stop the shame and claim yourself in love instead. What you want to write, sing, dance, or become is you. It is natural. Drop your defenses, get into the grit, and confront the power that any old shaming has had over you. It's finished now. It's time for you to be naked with yourself. Acknowledge how gorgeous you are and get on with your work. Life is urging you to do so because the work wants to happen. What you want to create wants to be created. The word wants to be written. You just need to let go of any remnants of the past that have been in your way. Step firmly over them and onto your path. So, I now choose to forgive and release any person, situation, or circumstance that has ever been a source of shame or shaming for me, whether conscious or unconscious. I now release this from my body, mind, and heart to unconditional love. I choose to claim myself instead. I love, accept, and claim all of me. under the loving protection and wisdom of life. I choose to live as myself. Now, I call on the unconditional loving assistance that life wishes to send me for this journey now. I honor my creative power and my innate worth, so be it. Be kind to yourself. Say this every day for the next few days, and however long it takes for you to believe it. You are worth the effort. Okay, so my dear Rhonda, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care. And if you ever need my service again, you know where to find me. Okay, bye-bye.